I would like to know more about what does this breatharian means? What is the term means? What you do? So I'm very curious to know how it all started with you. So first, to begin with, what does this mean, breatharian,
All right. We use the word breatharian,
breatharian?
and there's many other words that people use for living on prana. Now here we are in India, so there's a word called prana. And prana means breath. But when you look at the definition of it, it's the inanimate energy that's in the air. And there's other cultures that use the same different terminologies or different words, but it means the same thing. Sort of like in China they use chi, in Japan they use ki, in Africa they use ka.
Yes.
So in the ancient world they all had different names describing this energy that's in the air that animates things.
Okay.
So today in science is not nothing different. They use words like life force energy,
Yes.
or they just use words like energy. And then when we live in this ultraviolet spectrum, this light spectrum we live in, visible light is just a small portion. So even today, there's more dealing with the energy frequencies that we live in, from the radio wave all the way up to the gamma ray. Now, this comes from an ancient word. We use the word breatharian, but it comes from an ancient word, anidia, which means to eat very little or none at all.
Okay.
So when you look at the ancient symbolism, you know, usually when I do my teachers, I add the ancient symbolism, what's happening today with the up-to-date science. Now listen at this. It's not like we're bringing something that's totally different.
Yes.
This is a holistic lifestyle. And we as human beings, we have an electromagnetic field around our body.
Yes.
Now, in spirituality, they call it an aura. But see how the words change, but we're talking about the same thing from ancient times to now.
Yes.
Now, today we got a great revolution taking place, I might as well say, where science, modern day science, is meeting things in spirituality.
Yes.
So this is a big thing that's taking place. And it ain't like science is just bringing something new. People do want the scientific portion of it now. Prove it to me.
Yes.
A person should be like that instead of saying, just believe and just go along.
Yes.
Now, when Breatharianism was first taught, it did use far-fetched words where people couldn't comprehend. So when somebody say that a person can live without eating physical food, of course that's a shocker.
Yes.
It shocked me also. I said, what? However, I was curious on my part to find out more.
Yes.
So even on my journey, for instance, my journey began because of health.
Okay.
There was a time I was overweight. I was eating a standard American diet. I didn't feel good. I was just, being at that young age like that.
Yes.
However, there was something taking place where everybody in my reality was like that. Now, there was people working out, there's the gym,
Yes.
but it was limited just on the physical exercise.
Yes.
Go to the gym, do the treadmill, start running. But it was more on that type of nature what working out was all about.
Yes.
That's all we knew.
Yes.
However, being in that type of society, of course, trying to live and get money and stuff like this, that's on everybody's mind, raising your family. So you find yourself, or I did, in this rapid schedule. Instead of taking care of myself,
Yeah.
my training was to get as much money as you can to get that good life, own a house, the car.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
However, the part of it was, I was just under the impression that that is what life was all about, and
Yeah.
myself was out of the window. So everybody in my reality was basically having some type of health problems.
Yes.
And back then I didn't know it was at an early age for everybody. But they thought that was normal. You know, but this
Yeah.
comes with the Breatharian package.
Yeah.
So anyway, as I went on and really said, I got to do something about my health, I'm concerned. I
Okay.
know better than this.
Yes.
But this is what I'm learning out. When you are sincere and really want to know something or do something,
Yes.
the universe do draw that information to you. It's up to you if you want to accept it. So out of nowhere, I met this young man who said, well, why don't you just leave meat alone? Now, back then, I heard about vegetarianism. I didn't know none. I thought it was radical just to be that.
Yeah.
That was for weird people.
Okay.
But being desperate, I was willing on trying anything. So immediately, I went, left all meat alone. I didn't know much about vegetarian.
What is his name? What was his name?
Well, I don't want to say nobody's name just to,
Okay.
say it, because this happened over a couple decades ago.
Okay.
But he was part of a community, a religious community, a Hebrew community.
Hebrew community. Okay.
So as I listened to him, and that caught my attention because back then I was in a church and I was in the ministries.
Okay.
So therefore I was into the Bible, the scriptures.
Yes.
So he came at me in a scriptural way and showed me in the Bible in Genesis that man should eat the seed of the fruit and stuff
Yes.
like that. So it caught my attention.
Yes.
So when that connected, because I wanted to be the best in my understanding back then for God, I wanted to do something about my health. So of course when that caught me, I left meat alone immediately. Now I didn't know much about vegetarianism, so when I went to the store to go shopping, I just bought all canned goods, anything that didn't have meat in it. Whether it was green beans, corn,
Okay.
that was my way or my knowledge
Okay.
of really taking care of my situation. However, just from that desire and that zeal, I began to lose weight, feel a lot better, get more lighter, and then I started adding in exercise. So back then, going into that and under the religious idea that everybody was into, the physical body had nothing to do with spirituality. Just pray over it and that's going to heal the situation. I just couldn't go for that one. My life meant more. So of course I had to compromise that doctrine, so I had to leave it. People were still overweight saying, we'll pray for you because
Yes.
they see me losing weight.
Yes.
But I'm feeling good about myself.
Yes.
So as I start seeing these improvements, that rotated me to join the Hebrew community and learn more about veganism, a holistic lifestyle.
Yes.
Even down to wearing clothes that where your pores could breathe.
Okay.
They also had in their doctrine where you fast once a week for the Sabbath,
Okay.
in that idea, and it was giving the body a rest for
Okay.
health purposes.
Okay.
All of that rotated with me. And I began to see my body change, my health change, my life change. Everything was connected.
Wow.
Now, I still didn't know about living on prana, but I didn't realize either that path was the pranic path.
Okay. Okay.
It's dealing with bringing more energy into the
Yes.
life, into your life, balancing them out, harmonizing them, so you can live happier and healthier. So that's why when I teach today, I start people out on that level that it's a holistic lifestyle.
Yes.
So it won't be far-fetched about a person not eating. Now this is where it gets good. Not eating or eating very little is easy when you sincerely stay on the path of living living your life energetically.
Okay.
And now listen at this. So as I began to see all the changes that took place in my body, the next thing I wanted to do was find out more different diet changes.
Yeah.
So I started running into knowledge dealing with live and raw foods. That's foods without cooking them. Dealing with the more enzymes in the foods. Not cooking it to kill those enzymes.
Yeah.
So I began to learn more about that. But the main catcher was I began to learn about meditations.
Okay.
The different forms of them. Dealing with the pranayama breath work. And it was amazing just by taking 20 minutes, doing something dealing with breath work, you get energized, feel all this energy.
Yes.
I began to educate myself on the chakras, the different energy centers.
Yeah.
And really open them up and start taking meditation seriously. Now again, I still didn't know nothing about food freedom, but I seen an improvement again on my health,
Yes.
on my overall life, just by living that lifestyle. So here I am now, my health changed. I went from like 190 pounds to like 160. And that's something like 83 kilos, or let's just say 70 something kilos.
Yeah.
Felt a whole lot better.
Yes.
So I seen all these improvements. And so I'm living this live and raw foods, fasting once a week, exercising, meditating, so I'm feeling really good. So one day, this girl broke my bubble. Again, I ain't gonna say her name, but she was part of the community.
Okay.
And she said, well, guess what? There's people who don't eat. And I said, what? So immediately, now this is over a couple decades ago because I've been in this for 19 years.
Okay.
I began to check on the internet what this is all about. Now back then there wasn't that much information like it is today.
Today.
And I mean all across the board, because if this is a holistic lifestyle,
Yeah.
I tell people it's just not trying to study being breatharian. Study the power of a holistic lifestyle. Right now we got medical research, and we're going to get into this. The reason why I'm calling this, I call this interview the Breatharian Nuggets.
Okay.
Right, it all depends what you're seeking, what you're searching,
Okay.
dealing with your health to bring more energy to it.
Yes.
That's the Breatharian path. And the way you know you're living on more prana is due to how you feel health-wise. Now this is where it gets good.
Okay.
So I try to find out as much information as I can, and I got the literature at that time that was out there. It wasn't much. But I ran into a 21-day process that they had back then.
Okay.
Now what got to me was, how could this 21-day process be here with retreats taking place already? And I didn't learn this in school.
What is the 21-day process? They teach you how to live on prana in those 20.
Absolutely. You'll go into it in the first week, how it was set up then, because keep in mind, knowledge increased on how the technique is applied. So back then, a practitioner or a person who's interested will take time out of life, go to a retreat, and for the first week, they don't eat or drink. That's the first 7 days. The second week, they'll just drink junk juice. What that is not juice that's like got a lot of acid in it. It's really watered down and stuff like this, so it won't be hard on the system.
Okay.
And then the last 7 days, it's up to the practitioner. Do they want to take the juice or water or nothing at all?
Okay.
So after 21 days, you should be able to at least go through that experience where you can feel that being food free and coming back out of it. But again, back then there wasn't that many transitions because the knowledge portion needed to be given. So we increase now. See, right now you got to understand we're biocomputers. So a lot of people was coming into those processes not really understanding meditation, and they was taking it like a faith base.
Yes.
Just believe it will happen. So again, we had to increase. When you get educated and really can see yourself doing it and have a path on what's taking place, that makes the transition easier.
Yes.
Because keep in mind, on our last education, when they used to have a food pyramid, eat the dairy, the meat, the different groups coming together, we got educated on doing that. Also eating the 3 meals a day. That was an education of a program that got downloaded into the system of the human being. So that's why even now, say if you're used to eating lunch at a certain time, even if you was to try to skip lunch, your mouth will start saliving.
Yes.
All of this because we're creatures of habit, and we being biocomputers,
Yeah.
you're waiting on that next process to take place
Yes.
because we was programmed to do it.
Yes.
So even when you start making these little changes, see, we got a lot more information. Why does take place? Why am I craving? So you are actually going against that to retrain yourself so
Okay.
that you can live on prana.
Okay.
See, even back then when I started fasting once a week, it was hard when I started at first. That wasn't in my program. But over a period of time, staying consistent, the fasting became easy just for that one day. Now, I didn't know back then, but I was living on prana. I reprogrammed the body.
Yes.
So that's why when I lead people in this now, if you can't master one day, why try to do more? See how realistic this is?
Yeah.
We're not trying to hurt people.
Yeah.
We're not trying to tell people that just anybody who just stop eating, you can live on prana. There's a preparation that you must
Yes.
take.
Yes.
There's a change you must take in yourself. And this change and this transformation, again, is in the sciences, the medical physical
Yeah.
sciences. So we're not talking far-fetched. There's information now on the benefits of the sun. The sun lowers blood pressure. It will help with Alzheimer's. It will help better your skin. It will help better your eyesight. Stuff like this is documented.
Yes.
So when people say the pranic path is not documented, this is why I call this the Breatharian Nuggets. What are you looking at? Utilize that free energy of the sun and watch it work for you. Now we got knowledge on what water would do for you.
Yes.
Good clean water, how it will purge you out, clean you. And we got buku knowledge now dealing with just fasting. We're not even going to living on prana yet. We got intermittent fasting that's on the scene now. And you got great medical backups taking place on how your neural thinking gets stronger. Your intestines is the second brain of the body. That's why I tell people now I'm living a life, I'm a genius. I can boldly say that because I'm in tune with nature. I'm in tune with the 4 elements or the 5 elements, we can say, whatever
Yeah.
background you're coming from.
Yeah.
How do I know this? Because I'm healthy, I'm happy, and everything comes right on time. Whoa, this is heavy now. So this is, let's say, a change in the modern spirituality.
Yes.
Because even when we use that word spirituality, the secular mind used to try to dissect it and say, that's religion, but this is the secular thinking of science. We can no longer say that because everybody is dealing with energy.
Yeah.
That's why everybody eats for the first place is for the energy. Not just because grandma's cookies taste good. You understand?
Yeah, of course.
So now let's get into this. And we also have a health epidemic taking place. And it's not an epidemic, it's a pandemic now. A pandemic means it's worldwide.
Worldwide.
Everywhere I go, people are suffering from high blood pressure, liver ailments, strokes, diabetes. And all of this is food related.
Yes.
Now, if you can't tell me that there's a problem on the way people's using this energy, we have to address it. And there's no good diet out there. The best diet that's actually proven medically is to eat nothing at all. And that's not even considered a diet. Now, we have to address this and tell the truth. Now, but for the human being again, let's go back to an individual like myself that got me on this path. So, once I understood I didn't have enough money or stuff to go to a 21-day retreat back then.
Okay.
I just got married, just bought a house. It was realistic.
Okay.
I can't afford to take 21 days off. I don't have that much money.
Yes.
So the first thing popped in my mind was, is this just for rich people, people that got money? What about people like me who are sincere, who want to capture this new frequency
Yeah.
to transform their life?
Yes.
So what built up my confidence was, this is why I call this the Breatharian Nuggets. It's because my confidence was of the changes I've already made on myself. From when I lost the weight, from when I had the high blood pressure,
Yes.
I beat all of that. Your numbers, you have power over your health. So my confidence was built up. I can do this. And fasting once a week was already easy to me. So of course, when I usually tell my story when I first started, I said, now I'm ready to go be a breatharian.
Okay.
I know about the power of meditation. I even see my energy go up.
Yes.
And back then, my sleep decreased. I have more energy, and that's all part or indications that you're living on more prana.
Yes.
So I'm ready to be a breatharian. So the first day went easy. I'm like, wow, I'm not tired. I'm going through the day. It's like nothing, but fasting was nothing. Now keep in mind, this is different than fasting. This is a whole nother level of knowledge.
Yeah.
That's why meditation must be the foundation. I know I worked on enough energy dealing with the meditation,
Yes.
opening up the energy channels where a day was nothing. Without food or water, I was mowing yards without drinking or eating, all of this. So that's why I mean, master a day first before you take on more. So back then, I went into my second day. Woke up feeling refreshed, did my meditation, and I knew about the mudras, connected to energy channels, doing the breath. I said, this is easy.
Okay.
So then I went into the third day. Easy again. But I always tell this story in my interviews. My sister came to the house and she was selling those M&M chocolate candies for the Girl Scouts. And had this big old box. And said, can I leave it at the house? I said, well, sure, just lay it right there. So I'm sitting back thinking in my mind, man, I'm a breatharian. This is really easy, blah, 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 blah. So I'm watching TV, and then I kept looking at the box of chocolates. Watching TV, looking at the chocolates. And before I knew it, I woke up the next day and all this chocolate is all over me. Oh man, what happened? So then I realized that this whole process isn't really the physical. That's just a small portion. So when people hear about not eating, of course you're thinking, well, how would the body feed itself?
Yeah.
What about the digestive system? What's happening with this? So we automatically rotate to the physical. And that's understandable. But what takes place is it was a mental thing I was dealing with. I ate all my life, so I had to realize I was a professional eater.
Okay.
That habit is in me. It's all the cells in my body. So it wasn't that I was hungry. It was sort of like a program that was put into me that wanted to be carried out regardless, because that's what the body was used to.
Yes.
So once I understood this was a mental battle that was taking place,
Yes.
now leaving all food alone was easy.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, just eating anything was easy. But there were certain foods that I developed in my life that I knew I loved, and I had to come to terms with that.
Okay.
Man, oh man. And I tell everybody, we all got that certain love affair with a food. It could be, mine was avocados and Fritos. Some people like the dates. Some people like the mangoes. Some people like meat. You understand? If
Yeah.
meat was nasty, everybody already be a vegetarian. You understand? But
Yeah.
that's not the fact. So, and even before I made those changes becoming vegan, in my other life when I was eating anything,
Yeah.
Salisbury steak and gravy was my favorite dish.
Okay.
So even now, I still remember what it tastes like. I still remember that life experience.
Okay.
But I chose to take on another experience in life.
Yes.
So you outgrew it. So once I understood this, it was dealing with those foods I loved then, being on a breatharian journey. I decided to enjoy those foods I still love, don't beat up on myself, but stay into the holistic lifestyle. Just don't get up and expect something to happen. So therefore, I kept my meditation so that the energy could grow within you. So just because you started meditation, perfect practice makes perfect.
Yes.
Just like anything, you're playing the guitar,
Yes.
your energy increase. You start learning more about
Yeah.
yourself,
Yeah.
more about your energy channels. And that's where it's at. We have energy channels going all over our bodies, not just the 7 main chakras.
Yeah.
Now, for people to say this is not medically or scientifically proven, we got all types of equipment, machines that can show you this. All physical matter has an electromagnetic field, and it changes and shifts itself all the time due to what we think, due to what we put in our body, due to what we put on our body. So to understand this and really start making that a reality, it's your responsibility to take care of your energy field. So I just took on a desire.
And then you completed that 21 days of program?
Well, the traditional 21 days, that wasn't the point no more.
Okay.
I changed it to fit my own lifestyle.
Okay.
So, because due to my lifestyle, I was still going to work every day.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So that's why it changed. So when you just said that, are you still doing a 21-day process, it was no longer called that.
Then how did you manage, like when you were first shifting from the food thing to non-food thing,
Right.
then you are working also. How that happened, that shift happened? That is crucial.
Now this is crucial. Now and see, this is why I'm glad I took that path, because now when I teach at retreats, it's not the easy part is if you go to a retreat.
Yes.
We're working with those energies. You ain't got those influences with you,
Yes.
family or
Yes.
friends. Work
Yes.
is not there. Now with the path I took, I could give you the keys or the nuggets now on what's going to take place. So of course I started to lose weight. That's
Okay.
crucial. That usually catch a lot of people. And somebody will look at you, and you losing weight. Be careful. Now in your mind you're feeling good, but you're concerned too because you're going on a path you never took before.
Yeah.
So that's voices in your head. You're losing your weight. You're losing weight. You say, wait a minute. So you start eating again, even though you weren't hungry. So because you want to feel good about this now.
Yes.
That's how you should be. And then other things is, that's the main thing on how people's looking at it. So then I tell people, don't tell people what you're trying to do. Because even when I went to a journey of the other diet changes from leaving meat alone, people did the same thing. You're losing too much weight. We'll pray for you. So that scaredness comes.
Yes.
And then even when I went into live and raw foods, the same thing came.
Yeah.
Those people lying to you. You got to get protein from meat only.
Yes.
Now let's go back to that for a minute before I go into the other one. Right now it's a proven fact. About a couple years ago I went to a medical doctor and I seen on the wall they got a new food pyramid and it's dealing with the meatless diet. You see how that shifted in the doctor's office? And even McDonald's is selling a meatless sandwich now, just to go back on that. So in this new paradigm transition coming in, living on energy, this isn't far-fetched because this is a bio machine. And just like now, we used to understand that a car, for instance, it only can run on fossil fuels, dead plants and animals. Now we can run a car on electricity, changing its system.
Yeah.
We can run it on solar power.
Yes.
We can run it on different types of biofuels. So we could do the external equipment like that.
Yeah.
We are smart enough to figure this out, that you could get yourself to eat less, to improve your health, and then, this is the power of the energetic practices, the spiritual practices. When you take the spiritual practices seriously, to build up the energy quotient in your body, you'll be able to hold more light. because we live in an electromagnetic spectrum. We live in the electromagnetic field of the sun. That's why when the ancients was talking about this, they wasn't talking nothing far-fetched. When I went to Egypt, you see the different sun discs on the pharaoh's head.
Yeah.
You see the serpent coming up through the pineal gland, because this is light sensitive, and all of us have one.
Yeah.
As soon as the sun come out, serotonin goes through the blood. At night, melatonin comes in. And it goes into the blood to do something for the body, because the constitution, the body always seeks to harmonize itself. It's called homeostasis. So when a practitioner start dealing with this on how they feel. Now there was times on the path I knew I didn't know how to eat, didn't need to eat. But dealing with that habit, there's times you enjoy yourself, but you also feel how it makes the body feel. So this is where you start getting into your own self-realization.
Yes.
So then, even though you're still enjoying some foods, you still are seeing that feeling state, that I feel a lot better being in this state. So you don't got to push it. When it's time, your body will let you know, because this is our consciousness. This don't feel good no more.
Okay.
Even though it's an apple, even though it's an orange,
Okay.
it's not residing with me no more. So your body will automatically start leading you to say, let's just do less today. That was good.
Okay.
And today I feel better having nothing. This is a whole nother experience.
So you slowly shifted from food
Slowly shifted. This is what people got to understand. And all of our backgrounds in our lives
And
is,
what about the weight loss you were going through?
now this is good. The weight loss will stabilize itself. Like right now I'm at 53, 52 kilos. It stays there. Now that'll be 120 pounds. Now back then in my late daily life, being 120 pounds, I would have never dreamed of it. That'd be sick. I don't want to be that weight. But now since I'm at this weight, and when a person meets me, and they'll see that I'm thin, but at the same time, you're food free,
Yes.
but I look healthy. I got energy. You understand?
Yes.
Now if I would have made that shift from 190 pounds to 120 overnight, that would have looked scary.
Yes.
But when I bleeded it down, went to 170, went to 160, and stayed there for a while. The body gets used to it. Then you down to 140. Stay there for a while. The body gets used to holding that energy. See, people moving too fast when they run onto this.
Yes.
Stay there for a while. For some people, it could be months. For others, it could be years.
So it has developed for you slowly,
Right.
from food to non-food, and you stayed on there.
Right.
And then slowly you also realize that prana energy is what is helping you to stay alive like this.
Energy is all about energy. Energy, frequency, and vibration.
Okay.
It goes slowly so your body could get energetically stronger. Now, this isn't far-fetched, because when we deal with physical matter, like when they do carbon dating, they are actually measuring the radiation in that piece of instrument or whatever
Yes.
they're doing.
Yes.
We are constantly living in a realm of radiation. Every day you live, you're getting radiated. Every year you got more radiation from when the year started.
Yes.
So when you get on this breatharian path, for make meditation the foundation to work with this energy flow, so it won't be blocked up, and take on this energy, you are automatically by nature growing energetically.
Yes.
So when you get to the point where your body can hold a certain amount of energy, you can let physical food alone altogether. Now again, I've been in this 19 years. So again, I've been running around, I'm staying here, and today we woke up and did Qigong. That's like everyday natural stuff for me. That's part of your lifestyle. See, when you usually start out, I was just talking to a young man. So how do I do my meditation? How long? Those are questions, right?
Yes.
Because people are still separating the practice from the lifestyle. Being a breatharian, the practice and the lifestyle must become one.
Yes.
There is no set time no more. Your life is breath work. Your life is running energy through the body.
Yeah.
Yes, the way you're positioned, how you sitting, makes a difference on how you are health-wise. So once you start picking this up, that this is a lifestyle, working with the energy so you could grow into it. Does this make sense? This isn't far-fetched no more, spooky. And this is why this is self-realization. I can tell you anything, anybody else can tell you anything, but when you take your health on seriously, you will see your own personal realization as you grow energetically. You start leaving those denser foods alone. You understand? Once you get used to going through a day, mastering a day, then with different season changes, take a week, so because your bodies is hooked up with the atmosphere. This is hands down again. So when you blend the microcosm with the macrocosm, this is what we mean today, that a lot of this is already medically proven.
Yes.
You can't get away with it, get away from it. So now here I am 19 years later, and I make it a point to go around educating people about this, right? Because more you educate people, the more it makes it easier for the next generation.
Yes. So how, I mean, you are on the mission to transform people from eating to non-eating and living with the prana energy.
Well, listen at this. Right, you basically said it. I'm on a mission to educate people on prana, not to they got to go to the point of non-eating,
Yeah.
but to educate them on their health,
Yes.
to live a holistic lifestyle so we can have a holistic society. Because right now the society is not geared towards fully supporting a
Yes.
breatharian holistic lifestyle.
Okay.
So it is the people that make the government. So we can't blame the government.
Yes.
So the more you get educated with this, the average individual,
Yes.
then we can start making these changes so the average person can be supported on this lifestyle.
Yes.
Because it is tough if you're trying to make this transition, and depending on what type of job you got can be a problem.
Yes.
You might have to wait till you retire or get another job,
Yes.
some jobs.
Yes.
I was just fortunate to have a job where it wasn't that strenuous, so it was easy for me to work with myself day by day.
Yes.
So you got to pick and choose on how you're doing
Yeah.
it. Also dealing with your families. Food is a great ritual dealing with families and bringing families together. So we're not trying to push a person just to not fully not eat, but watch what you eat, how you're using this energy. Bring yourselves together. Then you can get to the point where your family won't bother you because they know what type of path you're on, but you're doing it in a proper way where they support you being healthy.
Yes.
That's what we want. Because if I want my family now, nobody will bother me. Do you want something now? It's up to me if I want to blend in and get something light. But, I don't want that now.
That time it must be very, very difficult for you to explain your family what you're going through that.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So once you are in that groove of non-eating and living as a breatharian,
Right.
how was the relationship with your family members and the relatives? Are they has that changed after that?
Oh, absolutely.
They
This is a big one, what you're saying. And everybody goes through it. So your family is concerned about you, especially if you boldly saying, I'm going to be not eating. That's just natural. You shouldn't even say it.
yes. Yes. So now they are all okay with you now. It's more
Right,
than
absolutely.
2 decades.
And
now
this is
almost.
why I make it a point to put more information out there, not only me, myself, others, to educate the populace so others won't have to go through that. Now check this out. Even I got one son, and there was a time he was with me, as we was traveling, but me being a parent always feeding him, in my mind I started thinking about food. You all right? You want something to eat? Like, Dad, wait a minute.
Okay.
Now here I am, a breatharian, want to feed them. So food you're automatically thinking about. So that's why it's understandable for the family to get.
Yes.
But see, that's why when you present it to the family, that better your health, then they can kind of catch it. They got the memo. Oh, go ahead.
This your family people also follow this tradition? Or
Oh,
they are-
absolutely not.
they-
But, okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Do my family follow breatharianism? No. But by just living, the doctor is saying you need to stop eating this, because everybody's going to go see the doctor.
Yes.
That health is a part of life. So therefore, everybody's reading ingredients now, family,
Yes,
friends.
yes.
Everybody got the memo they need to lose some weight,
Yes.
stop smoking, deal with a habit. It's across the board.
Yes.
Because keep in mind, there's an epidemic
Yes.
taking place where all the nations of the earth dealing with how they working with these energies
Yes.
of food and other things.
So it is very interesting to know. Now you are on a mission. Have you transformed people around? Any example or incidences you can share with us about people you have transformed by explaining or educating them,
Oh, absolutely.
so that it will become good material for me also to share with people.
Right.
Okay, this is what has already taken place.
This is really powerful. When I work with people around, it's always a positive feedback to come back. And even at the retreats, how we do them now, I even have food there. You understand? For the practitioner, because you're always going to draw somebody who's already sick, taking blood pressure medication and all this other stuff. So even if you put out, you got to be in a certain level of health, people ain't listening because they're desperate.
Yes.
So you know this is coming. But now we don't want to put that much stress on the body. Because the only thing you're going to do is come in there and deal with the energy. As soon as you get overwhelmed, it's like an alcoholic coming out of alcohol treatment.
Yeah.
Or a drug addict. And all your friends are sitting there smoking the weed. Come on. You know? Right. So the food's the same way. We understand it. So it's more of a real life situation. So when people come in, we're working with the energy work all day long. We're working with the education and download. Somebody has to talk you into this assistance. Yes. So when they come out of there dealing with their improvements, one man said, for instance, his music changed. He's been doing the Qigong, working with the energies, working with the meditations. Many people are saying these health improvements, laying down medications, the blood pressure changing. This is what we want, nice and easy. But now they're understanding it's up to them, it's in their hands on how to transform their life, dealing with how to deal with it with family, friends, and stuff like this, on incorporating this into their lifestyle so it can be more honored. But like you said, dealing with the feedback of this healthy lifestyle, everybody is getting good, positive feedback on what's taking place. Now let's take it a step further. Meditation, even though I say it's the foundation, this is what I see. Usually when I give a workshop and I'm talking about that consistency, people go back to their lifestyles and it don't last long.
Absolutely.
You see what I'm getting at?
Yes.
So this is why we got to teach it. I know it's going to be hard. So usually when I come back through, the people will come back to get re-energized, to get up under that synergy. And you see how important it is with this synergy. See, we do feed each other. So that's why the message is even bigger than just the physical food.
Yes.
So they come back to really see this. They're admitting that, man, I probably maintained it for a week, a couple weeks, and then I found myself slowly back out of it. The energy got stagnant.
Yes.
That's why, again, we're saying that the family and the societies is not supporting this idea yet.
Yes.
So that's where the battle's at right now.
But you must be having students who are following your path regularly, and they have seen some transformation, that they are eating less and living more on prana.
Oh, absolutely. All around. Now, of course, me being in the position I am, I get emails all the time, messages, questions, and like you said, the practitioners who follow me are living on more prana, without a doubt. And of course, I'm not there in their presence every day. See, this is the thing about it too. You're on your own.
Yeah.
Now, some do say they're living on prana. I'm not there.
Yeah. Yeah, correct. I'm not there to see that.
Right. So again, that's why it has to be your own self-realization.
Yes.
However, on this movement, we got the World Pranic Festivals in Italy, or Romania, and all this other stuff. And they've grown bigger and bigger. There's one that's going to take place in Australia. I've been moving it within Africa and stuff like this. Every year you see more and more people coming to these movements. It started out with a handful, it's growing, because it's user-friendly on how it's being taught. Again, as you're talking to me, I'm not talking radical. This was years of work, years of creation. And I had to outgrow certain frequencies of food. Like the avocados, you put one there now, don't even want it. I don't like the way it makes me feel. I don't feel like going through that experience. So therefore, that shows that you're living on prana or having an experience that you don't want that experience no more. Now, that's not saying that you don't have the ability not to eat no more. See how this understanding got to come? Because some people get scared. Well, I'm not ready not to eat yet. We're not saying that. But what we are saying, working or living on prana is a healthy, holistic lifestyle. How do you feel? That's what it boils down to at the end of the day.
Yes.
Right. And your body being a bio machine and a biocomputer like it is, it will take you into its next phase or its next step. Now, as I'm telling you this, it's sort of like you can't really explain an experience. It's sort of like a person who's walking on the bottom of the ocean and they trying to explain the experience to you. The only way you're going to know is when you actually go down on the ocean floor. And even then, it's going to be said through your point of view.
Yes.
So that's why as we go into the Breatharian experience, I'm doing the best I can to relate to you what's going to take place, what's going to happen.
Yes.
You have to do the work. And it won't be a work where you're going to hit a wall. This isn't a religion, because you're going to get a result from it.
Yes.
You change your lifestyle dealing with prana. this energy that's all around us, you're going to have some positive changes.
Yes.
That's guaranteed.
So this positive change you're saying, and you have experienced that, uh, how easier it becomes to grow spiritually from there, because what you're doing is actually many people must be trying this, and even yogic people in the yoga tradition, there are many yogic sadhak who are doing this.
Right.
You have already attained that. So what is the spiritual connotation of that? How you feel spiritually from when you started now?
Oh my gosh, good question. See, this is why I'm saying that even spirituality itself is changing. Right now, we're even breaking the frequency of I'm being punished. All that fear-based frequency stuff. You must, no offense, a guru is good and stuff like this, but there's also the guru in you that you have to listen to. So all of this is changing on what we talk about spirituality. And instead of using that word spirituality, now we got a concept that we're used, that I'm glad this age we live in, energy. It's sort of like our cell phone. We got the Facebook going through us, YouTube going through us, right through your body. You don't see it, but this data is coming through you. So when we talk on this level about these unseen forces, religion used to try to explain it in spirituality, but back then you didn't have nothing a person couldn't understand. So they'll name it as the Holy Ghost, different spirits, give it different names. But now we can be more down to earth, dealing with spirituality. We can use the term, the energy of it. So when this energy of it, when you live in a toxic-free body with little or no toxicity, your whole body is your consciousness.
So when the entire body is consciousness, there is no acid and aggression and so many
Right.
feeling. When you operate inside you, they say there is a soul.
Right.
So the truth is there inside you. The truth tells you what to do next. This, that.
Right,
that.
and that's spirituality.
So that, are you in a position where you can easily understand what is my truth is telling me to do right now? This or that, this or that.
Absolutely.
The decision comes immediately rather than, like for me.
Right.
I'm not on that path or at the place where you are. I have to think 10,000 times what I should do because I'm not clear. But
Right.
I see. Have you gained that clarity?
Absolutely.
And
Matter
you
of
know
fact,
what to do next in next moment,
absolutely.
and then again next moment.
Right. Here I am in Mumbai, India, for instance. Now, for the average person, this will seem like a miracle, but this is simple. We was at the beach, and I told a friend I'll catch the train home. Now, I caught the train back here. I said, I'll be all right. Don't worry about it. Well, I can take, don't worry about it. As I'm coming along, people coming out of nowhere is go that way, go this way. And I know this is supposed to happen. This energy is coming off you. You never get lost. You always got help.
Wow.
You ain't got to think about it. What are you supposed to pray for? You don't even know what you're supposed to pray for. You understand? So it takes you to a whole nother level of how you live in your life. The universe is user-friendly. You become one with it. And everything you need will actually come to you. It's no more, it's from myth to reality. So you are living this good life where everything opens up. Absolutely. Because before, when you were on that dense frequency, you're confused, don't know what to do next, don't know what's going to happen next. You're living in that state of consciousness. But now when you're in this consciousness, since you understand this is your consciousness, now this is what gets good. More and more, even science is dealing with the nature of the unified consciousness. Some call it string theory and all this other stuff. You are hooked up so much with the matrix that your reality, you do create your reality. This happens constantly. My life is basically, I can say I live in a high state of consciousness.
Yes.
I don't need to use that word high, but everybody around me is supporting me and my idea just like I'm supporting them. So it's a beautiful life on how this changes spirituality altogether.
Yes. So now, like, you don't have any urge also to drink water, or if you wish, you can still drink water?
Now check this out. I'm glad you brought that up on a liquid journey. You brought up water. Now usually people would jump the water because they look at that as being a life-giving substance.
Yes.
But when you're dealing with the pranic journey, first of all, water is boring and ain't got no taste to it. Now I'm not putting water down.
Yeah.
Great health benefits, but I'm talking from a different degree. You understand?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So you don't need it for survival purposes anymore. You understand? So if you're going to drink anything, it'll probably be in a social atmosphere with friends so you won't feel secluded. But you said the urge. Now, a friend of mine made a good observation yesterday as I'm trying to explain this to him. See, water is all in the atmosphere. We're mostly water. Your body is a good absorber of energy. It absorbs what it needs from the sun. It's doing photosynthesis. Not trying to, it's doing it.
Doing.
So when you come into this path, your body is drawn from a degree of the atmosphere like never before. The average person is doing it, but you don't feel it. So the more you eat, the more you need to drink. You get thirsty. But when you're on this path and clean yourself out with a lot of mucus, making it very little, less toxicity, you don't get thirsty. Even those people who fast a lot will say hunger and thirst will decrease. So this is a good path. You don't crave that. If anything, it'll be a conscious choice, and that's the type of life you're living. You're no longer on a survival level.
Yes.
I'm not going to die just because I don't eat. So this is why we're going into now the longevity / immortality.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people can't handle that yet, but we're coming slowly to make it user-friendly. You have charge, and your body automatically regenerates itself daily, monthly, yearly, every 3 years. We know this. That's automatically scientifically proven. Again, people say, where's it medically? Go look. What are you looking for?
Yeah.
Now, the sad thing about it, where people say this, the most websites that's looked at on the internet from the human family is porn. So if we stop looking at porn and start looking at these other things we need to be saying,
Yes.
it's already there.
Yes.
Put it to practice.
So you are traveling all around the world.
Right.
So why India? What is there in India that is calling you to help people here?
Oh my gosh. So you say I'm traveling all around the world. Why India? Now, first of all, when I started my conquest to do this, India wasn't even on my mind. But again, you're being led by the light. A series of events took place. I met a friend who told me to meet him in Thailand, and I said, all right. But then he said, hey, guess what? I want you to come to India because I want you to meet this Guruji.
Guruji.
I said, okay.
Okay.
So, but there was another group. I was doing a retreat in Egypt at the time. Now, that was the first one that's going to be in Egypt.
Okay.
So, there was a group from India coming to Egypt. But they thought in their mind, so they brought me here like magic. What if we get him here?
Okay.
So a series of events took place again, and I found myself in Egypt, in India, through different outlets, but it all equaled out. I was dealing with these different communities, different people, and it started to spread. And since I'm here in India, I loved it so much. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
This is my second time being back, and dealing with
many more visits.
Right. And since we're dealing with how we started off this, I use the term Breatharian. Prana is the word that they use here. So everybody can relate to it. And this is a culture that does respect meditation.
Yes.
It's a culture that respects liberation.
Yes.
So that's why as we're teaching this is a good Breatharian home for me.
Yes.
Of what I'm dealing with. Even now, even though I'm here to teach and help people, I am coming to learn, intense learning, and to grow. This is awesome because I enjoy the company that's here and the people who's interested in There's no games. So the zeal here in India, I got to give it a thumbs up.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. So you will be planning some more programs around India, because there are many cities, many states in India.
Oh, absolutely.
South India, there is North India.
This is my third day, and I've been teaching constantly.
Constantly.
And there's 1.2 billion people here.
Yes.
I'm going to try to do as much as I can. I'm going to spill out everything, not hold nothing back. So you're right, I'm going to be traveling everywhere, and I got a busy schedule now, and it's packing on. So actually, I ain't got enough time.
Yeah. Yes.
So hopefully we can create more
Yeah.
in a likeness and an image of the pranic movement
Yes.
to spread. Because I
Absolutely.
understand that the light is too big for me to just come from me. It has to come from others.
Also, when you are taking a retreat program for people, you take them through a specific process or something? Step 1, step 2,
Oh,
step
absolutely.
3, step 4, so that they are slowly introduced to
Right.
the process and get into that groove of.
Absolutely. And one good feedback I get, of course, I've always get people to say, I already know meditation. Okay, here comes the ego, here comes the arrogance. I've been doing this 20 years. And after I get done, usually 99.9% of the people say, thank you, Ellie Tom. I never felt the energy this powerful. You're working with it now. And that's what all I'm doing as a teacher is guiding you to the forces around you so you can start working with them. And that's awesome. When that opens up, it changes their meditative life. And if you wasn't meditating, now you know how to meditate. Know what to look for. Know how to feel. And this is for everybody. It's not for a religious group. It's not for a race. It's not for a culture like that.
Yes.
It's for everybody because everybody is being sustained by the life force energy. It is so powerful, you'll die without breathing than you would without eating or drinking.
I'm also doing I'm trying to do meditation from years, but I'm not able to get into deeper into the meditation. I always remain present and in my thoughts sometimes because there are too many thoughts going on all the time.
Right.
So you have started like that.
Yes.
How now when you do meditation now, thoughts come or they are stopped somewhere and they don't bother you or something?
I'm glad you brought that up about the thoughts and what people got to deal with and try to go deeper into meditation. Everybody goes through those stages to make you feel good.
Yeah.
And there's a thing called the monkey mind and all these thoughts come in. Now for me, over a period of time you being on this path, you start seeing the value of lightening up on things, not just food. This also affects materialism. The more I started to give up materialism, the more I didn't have to think about that thought and it put me more deeper inside. So it's a natural thing, not to break off everything. It's natural to when you start transforming your life to support your meditation, to support you first. Because those things you need will come to you, like I was saying.
Yes.
Anyway, so this is great as we start dealing with working on this meditation. That's natural. This is why I teach the consistency. Some days are going to be better than others, but you must stay consistent. And see, this is why I call this Breatharian Nuggets, and I try to put this information out to people. And even when I have a retreat, I get the group encouraged to communicate with each other after retreat. We got the internet now. You can take advantage of it. We got different WhatsApp groups, different Facebook groups.
Yes.
Get on there and share and encourage one another.
Yes.
If there's anything that's on the path that a person needs, is encouragement.
Yes.
So that's why the more we get this education out and for people to really come together as groups and help cultivate each other. Because I'm one of the first fruits, you could say, that I came up out of it dealing with, I was kind of by myself, you understand?
Yes.
So that's why the need to create others and to create these groups to support each other.
Yes.
As it goes on from here, just like anything, it will become easier.
Easier.
That's what we want to happen. Sort of like vegetarianism, even though this is one of the homelands of it, do we expect all India to be vegetarians? Absolutely not. McDonald's is packed, KFC is packed.
There are lots of different types of people
Right.
living here. There are people who are fully focused on vegetarian only.
Right.
And there are people who are completely non-vegetarian also.
Right. So that's what we want with the pranic movement. It will at least be accepted no matter what diet you're on. So we're not attacking anything at all.
So the message for me is I need to consistently practice
Right.
meditation every day and move on with this.
The Vishinan time in Hebrew. Consistency.
Consistency.
Because that's how we got programmed with the last program. It was consistent. Come eat dinner, come eat lunch, come eat breakfast, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is how you eat. This is the food groups. It was a program. So coming into this other program, we're just reversing it.
Yeah.
Okay, take a day off, don't eat. You understand? Skip breakfast, meditate, 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 take another day off. That's what we're doing.
Okay.
Enjoy yourself. Okay, here's your meal right here. Enjoy yourself. Now let the body cleanse itself. That's what we're doing. So it's the over-toxification that's destroying the human being internally and externally.
Yes.
Externally, we could say the pollution, for instance.
Yes.
We shouldn't do that to our planet because this is our life-sustaining system that we live in.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. from questions from my sides are over, and I have received the tremendous answers, and I'm going to have a good thing. Is it okay if I want to be in touch, and if I want to raise few more, maybe one or two questions more on Facebook or something?
Oh, absolutely.
Once you will answer them.
Absolutely.
I'll just take this call.
Oh yeah, go ahead. And I'll just keep talking.
Yeah. No problem. I'm just here, Satish, in घाटकोपर. मैं अभी घाटकोपर में ही हूँ, फ्री होके कॉल करता हूँ. वो इंटरव्यू था ना? ठीक है ना? नहीं, वहीं पर हूँ. ठीक? ओके. Right.
And see, and as we go into our future, like I tell people, what are you looking for? Now, of course, we are going to do a lot more tests, not only with myself, but with other practitioners. There's a lot of medical doctors and scientists who are on this, in my circles, and they're not going against it. They're trying to figure out ways to better explain it, bring it to the public. So
Yes.
it's user-friendly. And like we said, we got a lot more information coming out, and we're going to bring a lot more tests out dealing with the breatharian journey on as time keep progressing.
Yeah.
It's not going nowhere. It's going to stay here. It's here to stay.
Yes, yes.
This is where we at in our evolution of humanity.
It's very, very interesting, like how people talk about prana all the time here.
Right.
I've never met somebody who can explain that, okay, I'm on the prana diet, or I'm on the track to feel the pranic thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have not come across so many. There may be a group,
Right.
but thousands and lakhs of people, they are deprived, you can
Right.
say, of this knowledge.
Right.
So the more it comes, the better for them. At least when they start listening, maybe after a couple of months or years,
Mm-hmm.
they will get to understand more, and they'll take a try
Right.
this path and see what this brings to them.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that. See, not only we got an individual growth taking place,
Yes.
we also got a growth taking place with the consensus reality as a group,
Yes.
as humanity.
Yes.
So when this knowledge is coming back slowly like this, of course you didn't meet nobody, even though everybody was talking the words. Everybody's talking prana, but you're not meeting nobody living on prana.
Yes.
In Israel, they use the word ruach, but who's living on ruach? In Africa, they're talking ka, who's living on it? Because there was a time period when we went into another direction. Let's
Yes.
put it like that.
Yes.
And that direction was the external, the materialism. And it overwhelmed everybody. But now as each generation is progressing and it's coming out now like it is, this is the right timing for it to come out. There's more and more people that's coming out progressive to know the
Yes.
changes that need to be taking place. We need to take care of the air. We need to take care of the water.
Absolutely.
All across the board, have better relationships,
Yes.
raise our families different,
Yes.
educate our children differently. And the main thing, since we got this epidemic dealing with health, we have to address it. And it's all about breath again,
Yes.
energy again, vibration. So as we progress, like you said, you will see this knowledge is not going nowhere.
Yes.
And you're going to see more and more people living on prana,
Yes.
more and more breatharians coming out who's sincere in heart. And just like anything, there's good teachers and there's bad teachers.
Yes.
Don't worry about that. Follow the knowledge, not the person.
Yes. Correct. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm going to be one of them who is going to be focusing on prana energy and breathing. I have been doing not prana practice, breathing practices
Right.
from last 10 years,
Mhm.
where deep breathing practices to have more oxygen in the body, and I can relax myself, and
Right.
after that meditation becomes easier for me.
Oh, absolutely.
So, because there is a lot of energy, and you can channelize the energy in a certain part of the body,
Right.
so that you can focus and become calm. I have experienced those things.
Absolutely. So
I
you
have
experienced it.
I have experienced those things.
So that's great. Now you know what to really keep working on it. You'll get better at it.
Yeah.
Better with that experience.
My problem was consistency.
Consistency. And you ain't alone. It gets everybody. The problem is consistency. We got the tools, but you must stay consistent
Every day.
and want to transform. See, we as humans, if you don't know what to transform into, then you're going to quit too. You have to see this. See, and I'm even finding out by me being a teacher of this, there's a responsibility that's on myself. Because I'm finding out what people are around me, their eating start going down. They don't start feeling, start going down because of the energy of the vibration. So that brings a better responsibility on myself to stay in this state and continue my growth to help everybody else.
Yes.
So this is heavy as we work as a team.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So that's how we have to work. As a team, as a group, because if one person make it, the rest made it. Because we work as a whole.
Yes.
So this is awesome. Good age that we're in.
Yes. Also tell me, I mean, just the curiosity is not dying, coming again and asking me the question that for 19 years you didn't like eat food, right?
Well, let's clarify this. As you're living on the pranic journey, and I gave that definition, because a lot of people want to jump to that, because we got this reality TV in our mind.
Yes, yes.
So immediately, if you hear somebody let's just say 2 years.
2 years.
Let's not go radical. A person didn't eat for 2 years, and you hear this. What do that mean? Or let's say a person been pranic for 2 years. What did that mean? Now let's go back to the definition. To eat very little or none at all. Now, when you make changes on yourself, you affect everybody around you, hands down. If you stop eating now, your mother gonna be saying, "Come eat."
Yeah.
Right. So on a pranic journey, I've been on this for 19 years. What does that mean? There's many different stages on how you start applying it in your life. There was a stage when my son was coming up, and I had him every other weekend. So living on prana, I chose to eat every other weekend.
Okay.
You understand? So we can keep that relationship.
Okay.
You don't need, we breaking that old guru mind,
Yes.
that old monk mind, that we're looking for a person living in the cave away from society.
Yes.
And that's not what spirituality is about. It's about being in society, being with people, and being with the whole. It's not being separate.
Absolutely.
So, now when my son got to a certain age, then I could let go on an every other weekend thing. Because I ain't got to worry about what to feed him. What he can feed himself. So therefore you need wisdom on what we're talking about on my personal journey of 19 years. So when I come out and tell you that, no, I'm not going to tell you, and I never ate nothing for 19 years. That'd be a bold-faced lie, and we don't need to go there.
Yes.
You understand?
Absolutely.
Even when I left the States, my aunt had a birthday party, and to bring that party together, I could have stood there and don't eat, but I didn't eat anything. All I did was bought a pitcher of juice to drink out of. You understand?
Yes.
But it brought everybody together.
Yes.
So it's up to us, too, not to take spirituality like in the old days.
Yes.
Because then you'll start looking at everybody, they're low vibration. I can't be around it. It's going to bring me down. Now, I know you heard that.
Yeah.
Dealing with the laws of vibration, the higher vibration changes the lower vibration.
Yes.
That's how it works. The lower vibration ain't got enough power to change the higher vibration. So as you come with this vibration, as I'm coming with it, I'm not worried about being led this way and that way. This is what I want to be.
Yes.
So therefore, on this path again, and this is why I got to tell this to people, because the average person, there have been people that hurt themselves,
Yes.
or have they're living a life secluded from everybody, and they know they're miserable. And you don't have to do that. We don't care about your record no more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we want to know that this exists, and when you gain this ability, you still have the ability to eat if you want to.
Wow.
Keep in mind this is an experience. It's not like your digestive system will work. It's working at the ultimate levels.
It still works on the optimum level?
Ultimate level. Because again, like I said, you're still drawing stuff in from the atmosphere. If the atmosphere is polluted, your body is being affected by that. So therefore, it's going to get rid of the toxicity. Now, of course, you're not getting rid of stuff like a person who eats every day, but the body knows what to do. It's user-friendly. Does this make sense? One time, me and a friend of mine, I wasn't drinking or nothing. We were swimming in the ocean every day. About the third day, I felt I had to urinate. My body was getting rid of everything it sucked in from the ocean.
Okay.
You understand? So it still works, but it's working at a whole nother level. See, for the average person, their digestive system, to get rid of toxicity, their primary is their intestines. Their secondary is their lungs. When you become a breatharian, your primary is your lungs,
Okay.
and your secondary is your intestines. It didn't go nowhere. It's how it's being used. See, you're a hybrid. Just like we could take a vehicle that's living off of gas right now, for it to move, fossil fuels, dead plants and animals, and we could put a system on it where it could go off electricity also, just by flicking the switch. So that's what the human being is, because some people say, well, why do I got teeth? Why do I got intestines? You're a hybrid now. It's just the average person don't know they can flick that switch, make that transition,
Yes.
put a new system within the body where it could go off of both.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about now. This is down to earth, realistic.
Yes, yes,
Absolutely. We're still human.
yes.
You're taking part in your evolution, which is change.
Yes.
And we got the mind. What makes us different than other animals, we can make a plan and we can develop and change ourselves. If you want to start running marathons, there's a process you have to go through.
Yes.
If you want to start playing the guitar, there's a process. And proper practice make perfect. So it's the same with these meditations. Working with this energy, you will become good at it if you stay consistent.
I agree. So, you are operating in a different vibrational level.
Absolutely.
And with absolute clarity, not lot of clarity, absolute clarity.
Absolute clarity.
People who come across you, who come in touch with you, they get physically affected positively in some way or the other. Their consciousness expands, their level of energy changes if they interact and be with you for some time.
Right.
Have you experienced something like that?
All the time, absolutely. Because our energy fields, like I said, even though we got this electromagnetic field coming off of us, and we have control of it, our fields dealing with other people affect one another. And not only that, let's take the inanimate objects. There's high energy spots on the planet. And when you go to these high energy spots, people will say, man, my energy levels change just by going to this area.
Yeah.
Now, if it does it on that, it does it with us also. So when you got a person who's consciously changing the vibration that's coming off their body, of course it's going to affect you. So even when a building is built, it's built with a purpose. So when you go near a restaurant, for instance, it has an energy field because it was designed and created to feed people. When we go to a mosque, temple, any type of church, there's an energy coming off of it due to how the people are coming, bringing that energy there. It gets stronger and stronger. Some are stronger than others. So it's the same thing. You're consecrating yourself. Your body's already consecrated, but when you put in a new level of habits of how you're living within this house, that energy is automatically or was expanded from it, and it's going to affect other individuals. I know you've been around friends before, as they'll say something, and you'll say, I was just thinking that. Or a stranger. We're automatically reading each other.
Yes.
So yes, when a person comes in my vibration, I like how you said that, on a term instead of saying I'm at a higher vibration, you said I'm at another vibration. So we need to even get out of that who's higher, who's lower.
Oh, yes.
Another vibration.
Yes.
And yes, when people come into my vibration, they're with me, there's a change in what's taking place with them. And this is wonderful. So that's what I went back saying. For me, there's a new responsibility to come in to stay into this state if I want to see the external change.
Correct.
Absolutely. Because it's sort of like I said to somebody yesterday about when I do educate people and stuff like this. I do it on one level, it's not really for them, it's for me.
Yes.
So I can have somebody to talk to.
Yes. But also, I must tell you this, we have in Indian subcontinent, we have a belief system which says that if you come, there are beings who operate at a different level.
Right.
So there are beings who operate at a very high level of chakra inside the body.
Yes.
Or in a level. So if you come across those people who are teacher, guru, or people who are operating in that level,
Right.
they impact you. They change you.
Right.
They take you out from the sickness, the dullness, the negativity.
Right.
They take you out from all these things and they raise you as a person, as a human being.
Absolutely.
So it is already believed in this. So it just occurred to me that question. So I thought,
Mm-hmm.
have you, because you're not from this subcontinent, and
Right.
you are getting a completely new perspective to the same old thing which they believe. But
Exactly.
it's a completely new way you are presenting and following and helping people to
Right.
deal with. So I just wanted to hear if you have any fresh experiences of people like that. You said yes, of course.
Oh, absolutely. That comes with the territory. Stuff start breaking off. Now, but this is what happens though on that concept. Even though we have the power to change somebody's electrical magnetic field, you're at a vibration and they start healing being around you. They still have to get educated on a responsibility what got you in that state in the first place. See, it's one thing for somebody, see, there's really no such thing as a healer.
Okay.
You are ultimately going to heal yourself. So just because you went in front of a guru, you felt better. When you leave them and go back home, you got to understand what got you into that condition where everything was blocked, because you could block it again. Not only you can open your chakras, you could close them.
Okay.
That's the responsibility we're teaching now. So we could get out of that quick fix and that instant pill of the Western mind.
Yes.
This is a lifestyle.
Yes.
We wouldn't need to teach health if everybody knew the lifestyle.
Okay.
Absolutely. So this is where we're at. It's an education again.
Yes.
And as we move forward, more information is going to come out. There's more ever than before. And like I tell people, I don't want to hear that where is this proven at medically? It's already out there.
Yes.
Of course, there's more going
No
to
need to
come.
prove.
We're
It's
past that now.
Yeah.
We're going somewhere totally different as we stay on this paradigm shift.
A lot of data is available already with so many people.
It's time to grow up now.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. So this is wonderful. I'm glad that we could do this, because just even doing this is impacting a lot of people.
It's a need of an hour right now. Because
Right.
everything is so adulterated, polluted, like you said.
Exactly.
Water, food, environment, everything.
Right. Everything's polluted. The environment, the food, like you said.
It's
And
not
the main
only-
thing, the ideas of yesteryear was polluted.
Yes.
We got to admit it. Spirituality's been hijacked. So as we bring it back into this new way of looking at things, we're making it user-friendly not only for ourselves, but to other sentient beings on the planet.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And it's not only US or Africa or Brazil. It's all over the world. It's also needed in India.
All over the world, it's a pandemic. Not an epidemic no more, a
It's
pandemic.
Yes.
Like I said, over in America, they used to, a doctor would say, well, you got high blood pressure because it runs in your family. All right? So I came here to India, and some doctor told her that. You got high blood pressure because it runs in your family. So it's a pandemic.
Yes.
But when we come and say, no, wait a minute. If you do different habits that your family was doing,
Yes.
you won't catch the high blood pressure. And people are realizing that now.
Yes.
As we break this pandemic.
Yes.
So going back to the scriptures, darkness covered the earth. In other words, everybody got caught in this ignorance. So
Yes.
as we bring back the light, light is flooding the earth now.
Yes.
On this enlightenment, as we go from myth to reality and make this a reality so we can live in heaven on earth.
Yes.
Wonderful.
I'm glad that I met you today.
Oh, likewise. It's so good to meet you also. Keep up the good work. Stay consistent. And again, we work as a team and keep growing
Yes.
higher and higher.
Yes. I will ask if I have any questions. I can ask questions on Facebook.
Absolutely. And also got my email. I'll give you my card. I stay current
Please,
on
please, give me.
answering everything. And like I said, we got to work as a team and keep
Yes.
spreading this along.
Sure. Thank you so much for this.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Teacher to me.